Montreal, baby. So we found ourselves in Montreal for 2 quick days, and man, it's one of our favorite cities on earth. I never leave without this gusto for more life, if that makes sense. We were in town for a concert, but we crammed a lot of shop visits and riding into this video. So right now we're headed to the home of Bassi Bicycles. It's a shop called C&L Cycles, and it's one of my favorites in Canada. Let's go. There's only a few bike shops in Canada that focus on the alternative cycling brands that we love. C&L Cycle might be one of the most unique, so let's take a tour and we'll talk more about what makes this place special. It's clear that C&L Cycle specializes in custom builds. This is not only evident from the renowned frames that they design with Bassi Bikes, but how well they curate bike components and accessories. You'll see brands like Nitto, Stridsland, Rivendell, Blue Lug, and some more. For us Canadians into the world of alternative cycling, it's kind of like you're stepping into the internet. For example, I did not expect to see these Crumworks and Nitto KT bars, and I had a really hard time not buying them. I just bought these Simwork bars on my bike, so I need to cool it for a bit. This was also my first time seeing a Rivendell frame in real life, many Rivendell frames. Up to this point, I had only seen them online and, of course, the YouTube channel Probably Riding. But I also learned that C&L Cycle is currently the only dealer for Rivendell in Canada, and they actually got the stamp of approval from Grant Peterson himself, which I thought was kind of cool. This one here belonged to an employee, and it definitely gave me the bug to try one out. Without further ado, let's talk Bassi Bikes. We're in the mothership after all. So Bassi currently offers 5 models, but we'll focus on the Hogsback and their newest model, the Coyote. The Coyote is one of the more approachable bikes we've seen come out of this ATB resurgence, but it's no slouch. It's very much a trail-ready ATB bike. It offers you through axles, seriously burly tire clearance, and all of your favorite mounting points. The iconic late 90s, early aughts styling. Whew, what a beaut. Now, what you probably know Bassi for is the Hogsback. Bassi describes the Hogsback as their true all-road, loaded touring frame made for anything from Montreal's streets to Peru's dirt roads. This model has taken off globally, and after seeing Emma ride one all summer, we get the hype. It's an accessible, well-rounded bike, and I think the builders really met the moment with this model. It was also a real treat to have a little homecoming moment for Emma's Hogsback. The staff made it special by nerding out with us and even unpacking the design process. The community vibes were alive and well. So it's safe to say C&L really walked the walk, and as Canadians, we get super excited to see bike design putting Canada on the map in such an authentic way. Cheers, Bassi. Just up the road from C&L Cycle is Mont Royal. It's a small mountain in the middle of the city, and yes, it's believed that the city's name is derived from the mountain's name. We figured we'd ride up there next to take in the view and ride a bit of gravel. I have to point out Montreal's iconic twisty metal staircases along the way. I can't help but take a few photos whenever I'm here.
Olmsted hard-packed gravel route up the mountain. There's also a paved path, probably roadies out there, but very fast rolling and easy to access from the Mile End neighborhood, which is where we were staying. If we had more time on our hands, we definitely would have checked out some of the trails that we saw on the way up. They looked really fun. But there's also something to be said for how quickly you can get to this beautiful spot overlooking Montreal. Honestly, what a view. We love a good forested park right in the middle of a big city. Speaking of which, we learned that this park was actually designed by the same person who designed Central Park in New York. I guess that dude had a knack for creating beautiful cityscapes. It's time for another bike shop visit and a sandwich. But first, time to rip down the mountain.
C'est bon?
C'est bon.
Our lunch stop was none other than St. Viateur Bagels, and I gotta be honest for a second that Montreal bagels are better than New York bagels. I'm sorry. Montreal bagels are sweeter, they're wood-fired, and New York bagels are kind of like eating a whole loaf of bread. St. Viateur is one of the oldest bagel shops in Montreal, along with Fairmont Bagel, and both are worth a visit if you find yourself in Montreal. Our second shop of the day actually doesn't sell any bikes, but don't let that scare you because they have everything to make you feel and look good while riding. Le Club operates as a bit of a hub. They're a storefront, a big cafe, and they host weekly events that they run through a Strava club. The store focuses on apparel as well as on and off body accessories. And also, this is the first time I've seen a shop that's evenly split between cycling and running gear. I thought that was pretty cool. We're all the same out there feeling the same feels. Le Club does a great job at curating premium activewear. They carry a lot of brands that don't sacrifice aesthetics for performance only. Also, they sprinkle in a nice amount of lifestyle products, things like skincare products and art prints. Oh, and they even do their own home-roasted coffee beans. Right next door to the store is Le Club's Cafe, and I don't have much to say other than the coffee was really great, pastries were super good, 10 out of 10, I'd go again. We were leaving another shop and I couldn't help but notice this vintage Cannondale conversion. I thought it was worthy of a little street bike check. Check out these wide Stridsland anchor bars and the Stridsland chainring, silver crank arms, MKS pedals, a Thompson seat post and stem. I just love these vintage 26-wheeled mountain bikes. I think they're so cool.
All right, our first cargo problem-solving moment of the day.
Sketchy. It's actually pretty secure.
Okay. So how's your system working out?
Another win for the Boale straps. Another win for Milos! Day one was pretty jam-packed. We had a great day enjoying the city by bike. We needed to rest up because we had a concert in the evening, and the plan for day two was to ride some more and check another bike shop out in the morning. So let's keep it moving. We opted to use Montreal's bike share to get down to the concert. After riding our own bikes all day, these can feel a little bit funny, but honestly, they're quite convenient and affordable. As soon as we left the show, I spotted my exact all-city Gorilla Monsoon locked up. I thought this was fitting, assuming whoever rode it was at the same show as us. I know when I bought mine, I thought, man, that's a heavy metal bike. Also, the way it's kind of parked on top of everything else, classic Monsoon behavior.
Punk rock and Poutine.
Punk rock and Poutine. What a night.
It's the right order. You don't want to have your Poutine before punk rock.
No. Kind of a weird way to do that. We started day two with a trip to another bike shop, and this ride took us through Old Montreal, which could be a kind of touristy spot, but it's still fun to see from time to time. Better make sure your stem bolts are tight.
Like I'm in the Paris-Roubaix. I have a theory that the more piercings your barista has, the better your coffee is going to be.
And how many piercings did they have?
I think like 4, so it's pretty good.
Pretty good coffee?
Yeah, like face piercings, not ears, that doesn't count.
Welcome to Allo Velo. Right away you'll notice more cargo bikes in this shop, and that's one of the ways it stands out from the other two we visited. Also, they only sell bikes from European brands. Along with cargo bikes, you'll still find gravel bikes, e-bikes, and one of the coolest looking belt-driven track bikes I've ever seen. They also take bike rentals to the next level. They're located near a scenic bike path along the canal, and the rental options even include cargo bikes and even a monthly cargo bike rental option. I have to get distracted for a quick second because a staff member had a mini Velo, and I thought it was worthy of a mini bike check. Before we move on, I have to mention their great cafe in the store. Shout out to Cafe Nation. Well, the weather took a bit of a turn, but we're still going to get out there and change our plans maybe slightly to spend a bit more time inside. Oh, I'm super wet. It's the wind combination with the rain that's so like bone chilling.
Even if the day before you're leaving, the forecast here says no rain, pack all your rain gear anyway.
So lunch today had to be something warm, and there's this little street gnocchi place that's fairly renowned just up the road from us. I believe it's pronounced Drogeria Fine. This spot started as a place to sell a family sauce recipe, and it's turned into one of the city's most beloved takeout windows.
I think you're gonna really like the sauce.
Pretty damn good. Now, I might consider myself a bit of a pasta sauce snob because I was lucky enough to grow up with my own Italian grandmother, but this place is amazing, and I have nothing but good things to say. And also, this big portion is only $5 Canadian. That's like $3.50 American. You never know when these voile straps are going to come in handy. I've had them in my bag forever and they have yet to let me down. For the rest of the afternoon, we thought we would take it easy and just visit a handful of thrift shops. Alright folks, that just about wraps this one up. I hope you enjoyed this little slice of Montreal. There's links in the video description to the places we visited, and please consider subscribing, leaving a comment, or liking the video. It's the best way to help us grow right now. See you on the next one.